89.7 The River, the Metro's concert station. Jack White, Archbishop Harold Holmes. Jack White actually in town here very, very soon, coming to Steelhouse, Omaha. You got all the details there on our concerts and events page at 897theriver.com. It's Corey here on Amplified Afternoons, and we're starting the show today with some very special guests. Multi-instrumentalists, siblings, rockers, classically trained musicians, and they're playing the Slowdown tonight. Please welcome Girl Tones. Yeah, Girl Tones, Kenzie, Layla, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Have you been through Omaha, the area before?
We have not. This is the first time for us.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So you're at the Slowdown tonight. Mm-hmm. It's Velveteers, it's y'all in Omaha's own Magoo. Mm-hmm. And that show is starting at 8 o'clock tonight, mm-hmm. and we have all the details on our concerts and events page at 897theriver.com. Tickets are available at theslowdown.com. If I understand correctly, this is the last date of the tour, right?
It sure is, yes.
So how's it been going?
Oh, it's just been amazing so far. We've gotten to see the whole West Coast, which was amazing. The weather has been great, and today has been great too, which apparently it's not always like this here.
Oh,
today.
No.
Really?
If you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. It'll change. But yeah, we got a gorgeous day today.
Yes, yeah. So it's just been a blast, and we basically got off the road with Cage the Elephant back in February, and we've been on the road. By tomorrow, it'll have been 47 days on the road.
Oh, wow. So. Okay. So you were on tour with Cage the Elephant, but I know that you have other involvements with the band because they produce some of your music, right? Or at least Brad Schultz did, right?
Yes.
And so how did your connection to Cage the Elephant initially begin?
Yes. So basically, we're from the same hometown, the same small hometown. So word gets around fast. If you're in a small town, you know how fast word gets around. So
yeah.
Basically, they found out about us that way, and then it just kind of went from there. We started recording with Brad, and then, it just kind of went from there.
So I know that you're classically trained musicians. I know that before you did Girl Tones, you played classical music, right? Mm-hmm. Was that a career for you all, or is this sort of the first time that you're venturing into music as a career?
Well, we've definitely tried or wanted to be musicians for pretty much our whole lives, I think. I thought about classical music for a little bit, but never super seriously. Mm-hmm. It just, it served its purpose in my life, and Kenzie's as well.
Yeah.
And it was just time for, to kind of branch out into a new form of, still in the music world, but a different kind of creative outlet with that. But I still enjoy, getting on the piano and, learning a new classical piece, just printing out some sheet music or whatever.
Right now you're hearing from Layla, the drummer of Girl Tones. And piano was your primary instrument prior to this?
It was my first instrument.
But you play other instruments too, I know, right?
Yes. I started piano when I was 5, and then from there I added violin. I did viola for a spell, and then mandolin, and then I started drums around the same time that I started mandolin. That was the only thing that I wasn't taking lessons for. That was something I just started.
Drums is the only thing you didn't take lessons for?
Yeah.
That's impressive to me because drums, I play a couple instruments, but drums is the most difficult instrument I've ever tried to play.
Yeah.
It looks so easy. It looks so and it's not. I'm telling you. I guess for some people it just comes natural. Do you incorporate any of those instruments, Layla, that you mentioned into Girl Tones at all, besides drums, of course?
Yeah. We have a song that we'll release at some point. I'm not sure when, that I play piano for the whole song in. Mm-hmm. That was really fun to kind of dive into that again in the studio, because that was something I had only been doing drums for that, and some synthesizer stuff, which is similar to piano,
sure.
But using a full grand piano is this is a lot of fun.
It's like a whole ballad that we have eventually.
And getting
nice.
to kind of I had never really written like melodically on the piano, and so there was a little instrumental spot where I was able to like write a nice kind of
Yeah.
slow song part. That was fun to explore that.
And, and what about you, Kinsey? Kinsey is vocalist, guitarist for Girl Tones. In your classical background, what was your primary instrument? What all did you play?
Yeah, so basically I just did cello,
Uh-huh.
and I started that when I was probably like 5. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. I still have such a fond part in my heart for that, you know.
Yeah.
And I definitely would love to take it back out for recording and stuff. That would be really
So
fun.
that might be in the plans
Yeah.
for Girl Tones as well?
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay. Anything else? Or cello and guitar?
No, just
Okay.
cello and guitar.
Okay.
I'm not as multi-talented as Layla. She's able to do all these different things. I'm like, I'll just stick to.
Well, what about the
Guitar.
songwriting? Is that a team effort or is that you, Kenzie?
That's me. I mean, we write this. I write the lyrics, and
Okay.
then we kind of work together on the melodic side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hear some music before we talk some more. So,
Sure.
if I understand correctly, the very first song that anybody ever heard from Girl Tones is "Fade Away." Is that correct?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's kind of go in chronological order then.
Cool. Sounds
Appearing at
great.
Slowdown tonight with the Velveteers and Omaha's own Magoo, 8 o'clock start time. Tickets are available at theslowdown.com. Girl Tones live in the studio, and here's the very first song that anybody ever heard from this band. It's called "Fade Away," and it's right here on the Metro's concert station, 89.7 The River. 89.7 The River, the Metro's concert station. Fade Away, Girl Tones, the very first song they ever released. They're live here in studio with me right now ahead of their performance at the Slowdown tonight with the Velveteers and Omaha's own Magoo. That starts at 8 o'clock, and theslowdown.com is the website where you can get tickets. We also have all the info and a direct link for tickets, of course, on our website, which is 897theriver.com. Girl Tones is Kenzie on vocals and guitar and Layla on drums. Welcome once again.
Yes.
We talked about your background in classical music and the fact that you're a multi-instrumentalist. What was it that inspired you to pick up the guitar, pick up the drums, and kind of go the rock route? I should say what or who inspired you?
Oh, well, that would be none other than Jack White.
Oh,
of
okay.
The White Stripes.
Okay, so that was a happy mistake that we played Jack White right before I introduced you all.
Exactly. I was like, we can never escape Jack White. He follows us
He's
wherever we
everywhere.
go. Yeah, no, for real. That's pretty much it. I just fell in love with the White Stripes and everything. And so, yeah, that's what
It's
made
hard
me-
not to.
I mean, how can you not?
Right.
Right? And then, of course, Layla, that's kind of how she did the drumming.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell how you...
It
what you-
definitely, well, because, you know, you don't see, like, I don't know. There was something about Meg White's personality that I kind of related to. Like, she was a more reserved, kind of, like, introverted person, but she still had such, like, a demanding presence on stage.
Oh,
and
very
I
much
just
so.
really admired that as a
Kind
kid.
of mysterious, I always
Yeah,
thought, which I
yeah.
always thought was, I'm with you on that. I admired her because she's demanding, but also mysterious at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I like that.
And, you know, our dad has been a drummer our whole lives, so
Oh, okay.
Obviously that was also influential, but you know, it was like that's my dad's thing. But so then I see this woman who I relate to doing this thing that, you know, I felt like I had only seen like my dad doing it. So I was like, oh, this is actually something I could do, and I would just plug my headphones into my phone and put on like YouTube videos of the White Stripes live and just play along, and broke a lot of my dad's drums doing that.
So your dad, drummer, any other music in your family?
Our mom did marching band. She played the piccolo,
Oh, okay.
and then she started playing bass as well. So yeah, it's
Okay.
always just
And
been kind of in the
guitar.
family.
She
And
started
guitar. Yeah.
Any other siblings?
Nope.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
just us.
And have you met Jack White?
Yes.
have you toured with Jack White?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet, but it's because one of my questions I was going to ask. We'll just get it out of the way right now. Bucket list touring partners. Is
Oh
it-
yeah, that
Oh,
would be
gosh.
amazing. Well, ultimately the White Stripes would be really cool, but that's
Sure.
not
not
possible.
happening.
Sure.
Also Beck would be
Oh my
really
God,
fun
that
to
would
play
be
with.
awesome.
That would be really cool.
I
And
would
we've
lose
talked
my
about like
mind.
Saint Vincent, like something
Yeah.
like that would be really cool.
Tell us
Yeah.
about meeting Jack White.
Well, there's been a few times to be honest. But
Wow. My goodness. A few, like not many people can say they've met Jack White at all.
yeah.
But you're like, yeah, a few times.
A few times. Well, when
Well,
you're
we
close
live
to
in
Nashville,
Nashville, and
this
it's
is
like-
bound
Okay.
to happen, you
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
No.
will just like go to a concert in Nashville,
And you'll be like,
and you'll just be like,
there he
"Oh,
is."
There's Jack White.
Has he heard your music?
I don't know. I hope
and I
not,
don't
'cause
want to
I'm
know.
scared.
What was I mean, did you have a long extensive conversation
No,
with Mr.
no, no,
White?
no.
or it
It's
was
always
just-
been brief.
It's been, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the first time is the most memorable because it was like,
I
Layla
was,
was
like,
like
13.
13. I was like 16.
Mhm.
And it was like,
It was
we were
definitely-
like, oh my gosh,
It was
this is
definitely
Jack
like
White.
peak of like influence by
Yes,
him. Like it was
absolutely.
like everything.
So it was like, it's meeting your idol, you know?
Sure.
So,
Well, you can definitely hear the influence in your songs. Speaking of which, let's play another Girl Tone song. Live in studio, Kenzie, Layla, they are Girl Tones. They're at Slowdown tonight, 8 o'clock start time with the Velveteers. Tickets available at theslowdown.com. This is, I think, the second song that you ever released, right? It's called Again?
that's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, here it is. It's Girl Tones on the Metro's concert station, 89.7 The River. 89.7 The River, the Metro's concert station. There's again Girl Tones. They are live in studio, and we're going to be hearing more from them here in just a few moments. In fact, Kenzie is going to play a song that's not even released yet. She's going to play it live. Maybe you'll get to hear it on stage at Slowdown tonight, beginning at 8 o'clock. They're here with Velveteers, and you can get all the details over at 897theriver.com. Back with more from Girl Tones next on 89.7 The River. $89.7 The River, the Metro's concert station. It's Corey here on Amplified Afternoons, live in studio. Girl Tones. We got Kenzie, we got Layla. They're going to both be on stage tonight at Slowdown for an 8 o'clock start time with the Velveteers and Omaha's own Magoo. Tickets are available at theslowdown.com. We've heard a couple of the songs that Girl Tones has already released out there on your favorite streaming outlets, but we're going to get a special treat right here because not only did I just learn that this is one of only a few radio stations that y'all have visited on this tour, right?
Yes.
But we're gonna get an exclusive listen right now to a song that hasn't even been released yet. As I understand it, this song that you're gonna play comes out May 2nd. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so you're right. It's coming out May 2nd real soon. It is called Blame, and it is about relationships that maybe you feel are possibly one-sided, but then you accept the faults in yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, who's really to blame in these situations type thing. So that's
Sometimes
kinda
you get
how-
that in hindsight, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you step away,
Yeah.
maybe a few months go by, a year go by,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're like, maybe
Maybe-
not everything that was negative in that relationship or
Yeah.
interaction was the other person's fault.
And that's really something really cool about this song is that the original was a lot more spiteful. And
Mhm.
then when we went to the studio, that's when I kind of had that epiphany that, like, oh, maybe they were going through something too that I
Sure.
didn't know about. And so we pretty much rewrote the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a pretty special song in that way, I think.
Okay, and what's it called?
It's called Blame.
Okay, well, let's hear it. This is
Okay.
Girl Tones Blame, live acoustic here in the studio on 89.7 The River.
All right. Soft wind blew over my face as my tears dried. I slipped away. Pearly moonshine so brightly from space, but I didn't feel right. Such a dark and lonely night. No, I never really felt right. Water under the bridge. It's not easy to forget. I never learned to forgive. I know it isn't the right thing to do. Place the blame completely on you. I see that we both got bruised, trying to walk the line. Just trying to walk the line. I've been flipping through the channels where we both had something to prove. Maybe there's no right answers. Stuck in a case of circumstantial truths, and I didn't feel right. No, I never really felt right. Water under the bridge. It's not easy to forget. I never learned to forgive. I know it isn't the right thing to do. Place the blame completely on you. I see that we both got bruised. I'm hiding from myself. I can't blame that on anyone else. Only time will tell who's trying to walk the line. Water under the bridge. It's not easy to forget. I know it isn't the right thing to do. Place the blame completely on you. I see that we both got bruised, trying to walk the line, just trying to walk the line, trying to walk the line.
Yeah, 89.7 The River, live in studio, Girl Tones. That's a new song that's going to be out May 2nd called Blame. Looking forward to hearing the studio version of that one. Thank you so much for treating us to
Yeah,
it
of course. Thank
today.
you.
Appreciate that. Girl Tone's going to be at Slowdown tonight with Velveteers, 8 o'clock start time, theslowdown.com for tickets. You've also put a cover out there, a Radiohead cover. Besides, of course, the fact that Radiohead is one of the greatest bands of our time, why did you choose specifically to do a High and Dry Radiohead cover as opposed to a Jack White cover?
Well, we didn't want to be too on the nose. No, I think what's really cool about that song is that it shows kind of like the softer side of our project.
Okay.
And the goal was to kind of warm up the audience to the idea of that,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like that's a great song to
Oh,
do
absolutely.
that with, right?
Sure.
So, and then of course, I Know You Know came out after that, and it's very Radiohead inspired. So it kind of meshed well together, I think.
What we should play those two songs back to back. Your Radiohead cover and then
yeah.
I Know You Know.
I think so.
So I Know You Know is the latest single from Girl Tones that's out there and available now. The one you just heard,
Yes.
Blame, is coming out May 2nd. But let's hear Girl Tones covering Radiohead's High and Dry. We'll follow that up with the newest single, I Know You Know, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more and say goodbye.
Cool.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, here's High and Dry, Radiohead cover, Girl Tones, live in studio here on 89.7 The River. 89.7 The River, the Metro's concert station, Girl Tones. I Know You Know, the latest single that's out there and available. And right before that, we heard their cover of Radiohead's High and Dry. And the band is here in the studio. Girl Tones, Kenzie and Layla. Our time here is almost done, but thank you so much for coming in and spending time with us this afternoon. On the last date of the tour, by the way, that it just really means a lot to us because I know that you all are really busy, and we just appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having us out. It's always fun to come and, share our music and talk about music, So.
The show, by the way, is almost sold out tonight at the Slowdown.
Exciting.
So theslowdown.com if you're interested. It's the Velveteers along with Girl Tones, Omaha's own Magoo. It starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at theslowdown.com. Come on, let's sell this out, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's sell this one
That's what
out.
I'm talking about.
So we talked about, we already talked about bucket list touring partner would be probably Jack White, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Layla?
Oh, yeah, you'd mentioned St. Vincent, and you'd mentioned
Beck.
Beck, that's right.
Devo?
Devo's still running around. That would be
Okay.
awesome. Dream, like, non-existing band anymore would be, like, Talking Heads or something.
There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah,
That'd
that'd be
really cool.
What's
but-
been the highlight of your career so far?
Oh, gosh.
Well, all these shows with Cage the Elephant have been amazing.
Sure.
And, I mean, a bucket list thing that we got to do was play at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
So that was probably...
With Cage the Elephant,
with
right?
Cage the
Yes,
Elephant,
yeah.
yeah. So that was cool.
That was really cool. But
That
the-
was probably
yeah.
one of my favorites. But another highlight is, like, seeing the audience throughout this tour with the Velveteers, like, singing our lyrics.
That's cool.
That has been really cool.
Can't beat
and
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just such an amazing feeling to see that.
Oh, and you guys are doing Lollapalooza.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Very excited for that.
It's gonna be fun too.
What can people expect from your performance tonight, or from the Velveteers and you? I mean, you've been on this is
Yeah.
the last date on the tour. People who are listening who may have never seen you, obviously, probably most of them haven't seen you because this is your
Yeah.
first time through.
Yeah.
So what can we expect?
Very high energy, a party, like we throw down, and the Velveteers throw down too. So be prepared.
And it's the last show of
It's
the
the
tour,
last show, so we're
everyone's gonna be
bringing our
bringing it.
all. So
You're not exhausted and like I don't want
Oh,
to do this
no.
anymore. You're like we gotta go out with a bang.
No. We're going out
Okay.
with a bang. So
All right.
Gotta make
and the
it count.
Velveteers, like I'm telling you, if you haven't seen them before, you need to
They're
you need to go see them,
incredible.
and us too.
And what's next for Girl Tones after this?
Sleep. No, after we get 2 weeks off, thank God. And then we hit the road with a band called Hey Nothing.
Okay.
And we'll be doing the whole East Coast. And then, of course, we've got Lollapalooza. We've got Shaky Knees. And, yeah, we've got some other things in the works that
Aren't announced yet.
aren't announced
Have
yet.
you guys done
but-
any overseas touring yet?
Yes, that
Okay.
was with
At
Cage
the
the
beginning
Elephant.
of the year.
Yep.
Pretty much
so-
all of February we were overseas.
Yeah. And that was really cool, too.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Girl Tones. Kenzie, Layla, thank you
Yes.
so much. Girltones.com is the website. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on
Yep.
TikTok as well. Anything we missed? Anything you want to say before you get out of here?
I don't think so. Just, come on. Bring the energy. Let's go.
Show's almost sold out. Slowdown.com. 8 o'clock start time tonight. Velveteers with Girl Tones and Omaha's own Magoo. Again, thank you so much for spending time with us. Have a great show tonight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
It's the Metro's concert station, 89.7 The River.